right. Hello. Welcome back to D's Divinity, D's Divine Tarot. Thank you for joining in with me today. Welcome. Welcome back to all the former subscribers and welcome to all the new subscribers. Once again, thank you all for joining in with me today. As you see from the title of the video, we're going to go ahead and jump into this beautiful, healing, nurturing, feminine energy, okay? This week, we're switching it up just slightly, mainly with the decks, and we are going to utilize the Divine Feminine deck by Megan Watterson to get the overall goddess, I guess, if you will, that you can potentially call upon and utilize. And then we'll use the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco to see what messages these goddesses have for us to work on or to heal or to focus on or what have you, okay? The message they want to bring to our awareness. Before we get into this, it should go without saying, please check the description box for any information that you may want or need to know. As it states in the description box, these readings are intended to be timeless. Time and energy are fluid, meaning you could have already gone through this, you may currently be going through this, and or this may be a prophetic message if you decide to embrace and embody the energy or advice that Spirit has for you within the reading or readings, okay? Please use your free will and discernment. Interestingly enough, discernment came out during pre-shuffle, okay? I believe it was Freya, if I'm not mistaken. What else do I need to tell you? I don't know, I just lost my whole train of thought. Yeah, use your free will and discernment. Be self-aware, self-accountable. I'm not responsible for the way that you interpret or receive the messages that I have to offer. You know, take what resonates, let the rest go and fly. Maybe a message for somebody else. You know, I may not even be talking to you or about you. I may be talking to someone to whom you're closely connected, friend, family, or foe. I don't know. All right? Don't shoot the messenger. If the shoe don't fit, don't force it. Right? Don't come to me talking about them feet, them toes, nor them currents hurt, because I didn't do what you did, baby. Always be self-aware. I do not subscribe to gender roles. Obviously, we're speaking more of the divine femininity within us anyway. So, you know, but depending on if masculine energy comes through heavy, you know, I may say he, she in reference to that. But whatever. We all have it within us, so it really doesn't matter, okay? I think that is all that I needed to say. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go. Let's get into this, shall we? All right. So, let's see, I'll put you here. Let's see what we got for today. First and foremost, I want to thank you to the Most High, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for allowing me to be a clear and open channel. Thank you for using me as a vessel to bring forth the messages straight, no chaser. Thank you for my gifts. Thank you for using me. Thank you for the voice. Thank you for my tongue. Thank you for the insight, the wisdom, the knowledge. Thank you. All these blessings I ask and give the utmost thanks. Ashe. Oh. All right, let's see here, babies, what we get. First for you, what feminine wants to grace our presence? Ooh, thank you. Shekinah. All right, I'm going to put the deck aside just for a second. Yeah, okay, baby, come through. Look, your presence is felt, baby. There's a glow. I feel warm. I feel it. There is a glow. Come on, camera. Wow. The presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. I'm hearing the way, the truth, and light. Whosoever cometh by me shall have eternal life. That's beautiful. Look at that glow. Baby, you sexy. You sensual. You sexy, honey. Use that. That's a gift. Something about your root, sacral, and solar plexus, honey. Something about it, baby. Get into it. Especially your, all of them, really. But, you know, nurture your womb with that divine feminine energy. And the solar plexus is, shine your light. May be Leo strong. If so, this message is really for you, especially if it resonates. May even be Scorpio for me to say sacral chakra. Okay. Something about it. And then at the bottom of the deck we have Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. So true. I don't know what my camera doing, y'all. It's really tripping and bothering me a little bit because it's not really trying to focus. But there you go. I feel like this Pope Joan, whoever this is in your life, let me scoot him up a little bit so you can see him a little better. Whoever this is, this feels like an elder. You know what I mean? Like, whether they're an ascended master or, you know what I'm saying, goddess, it feels like it could be, somebody in the flesh for you. And it feels like I said, an elder, somebody older than you, like a matriarch of the family, or like, I don't know, something like that. Something like that, y'all. Okay. I hope that's better. Okay, let's see. Let's move our little stone up here next to her. That's very healing power. Moss agate, y'all, if y'all want to work with it. Highly recommend. It's great for the heart chakra. Overall healing in general, but especially for the heart chakra, okay? And then this is a mix of come on, focus for me, baby. Okay, chrysoprase, what is it, malachite, and something else. I can't remember, but still overall healing, y'all. Very much so. Definitely speaking to that heart way. And even with the blue in here, definitely speaking to that, your throat chakra, third eye vibes is what I'm getting. But like I said, overall healing in general, okay? Malachite is amazing for the, is amazing for the heart chakra as well, all right? I don't know, I feel the need to say that. So let's see what we got. Whoa, okay, hold on. Gotta get them. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Look, Shekinah got a lot to say. I'm talking about she just spitting these things out of here. Well, shoot, that's how I picked it up. I don't know that these are really intended to be read in reverse, but we'll see. I don't think I even read out of the guidebook for these, to be quite honest. But I'll tell you what I feel intuitively anyway, and then we'll see what the message has from the book. But that's interesting for me to pick it up like that. So any of the numbers that I call out, I meant to say this in the disclaimer, but any of the numbers that I call out may potentially be talking about like life path numbers, the month you were born, or even the day you were born on, okay? So check that out. Excuse me. Or it just may be something important to you. You know what I mean? Just look up the meaning, the number, the energy behind that number in general, if it has nothing to do with either of those things that I just said. Anyway, new moon, beginnings. That's powerful because, oh my God, what is today? I believe at the time of filming, we are entering into, on today, I do believe, I don't know, y'all, I've been losing track of days, like for real. What is time? It's nothing really. But I believe that we are entering Cancer new moon as we speak, which is powerful because that's all about, to me, Cancer rules the fourth house, and they've been guiding me to, my spirit squad, been guiding me to focus more on house energy, which is interesting for me because I never really, not that I didn't pay attention, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the emphasis on it. But anyway, what I'm getting to is the fact that the Cancer new moon, and Cancer rules the fourth house. The four energy is all about the heart chakra. And I'm telling y'all, it's something with that, especially for the stones that I was intuitively guided to choose. It's something about that, okay? I feel like, for me to say that, I feel like there may be new beginnings in a relationship, because that has to do with relationships as far as Cancerian energy. More specifically, for some, it may be in regards to your mother, in regards to some family member. And for me to even say Pope Joan here as the matriarch is somebody like that, even if it's not your mother. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not your biological mother, it's somebody in that position in your life. You know what I mean? Could be a grandmother, a aunt, a sister, a cousin. I take it how it resonates. I don't know, but it's something big with that. I feel like there's an opportunity for a new journey, a new path, a new beginning, especially if it's been tumultuous or rocky, because these stones are all about healing that. You know what I mean? I feel that. And then it looks like, you know, you might be coming out of the dark night of the soul here, you know, where something may have died or needed to die, end, right? To renew, to rejuvenate. This is like cornucopia if you just step through here. But you gotta make that decision to, you know, using your discernment to step through here. With this two energy, that's like my unionizing. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're gonna make it a word. But that's to me, that's making the decision to bring into balance the masculine and feminine energies. And obviously we're more focused on the feminine energy, because I feel like over the past, I don't even know, year or so, because I feel like I've been saying this maybe even for the last couple of years. I don't know, but especially over the last year, that there's something about healing this divine feminine energy, you know, like not being so much in our masculine energy, and being more receptive and nurturing and healing, right? That divine feminine essence. Anyway, moving on to the path, you very much so maybe life path 8. That's just really screaming here. And that's interesting because you got the waxing crescent 6. 6 is standing out to me, maybe even Virgo. That's 6th house. Virgo rules 6th house. And again, Virgo is all about healing, right? Taking care of yourself, honoring yourself. Don't be so, oh, that may be why this came in reverse. Because it's like, you know, a lot of us have been overgiving, right? You know, that may have been part of our shadow side. And just because I say shadow doesn't mean it's bad. So don't get it twisted, okay? It's just, you know, who's 8th house? Who was it? Scorpio? Yeah. Very much so may have something to do with the Scorpio or Scorpio season. Even 2nd house, they're bringing me back. So 2nd house is what, Taurus? But especially for me to say the sacral chakra here may have something to do with the Scorpio for real, or Scorpio season. I don't know. Anyway, let's get on into it. But yeah, and it's something about the full moon is what I'm getting here. I know it says new moon, but it's something about the full moon. So maybe even full moon in Cancer. If you journal, I highly recommend you check back to either one of these. Let me see. I'm probably going to sit this in front so they'll stand up. Hold on. Get it together, y'all. Come on. Okay. But what was I saying? It may be something about the Cancer full moon or even Scorpio full moon. And, you know, full moons are generally about releasing. So, and Cancer is all about emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's Scorpio too, really. They're both, I mean, they're water signs. So they're both very much so about that emotional, you know, well-being and health and all of that. Scorpios tend to not be, or even though they're very emotional, they tend not to want to, I don't want to say express, but it can be difficult for them to truly be in their emotions and express it sometimes. Because I'm seeing the King of Cups, and he generally, I say he because masculine energy for the most part, generally has a hard time expressing it. He'll show it for sure, but expressing it is a different story. And there's a difference, right? But, you know, I appreciate that because actions speak louder than words to me. So you know what I'm saying? You telling yourself by how you move anyway. My opinion. Okay. All right. And I like the way you move. Ooh, look at here. And that's the wisdom, baby. That's the knowledge you have to gain. The wisdom and understanding. Master number 22, by the way. Some of you truly may be like gaining that self-knowledge, understanding, and wisdom about yourself, right? Especially if you are a Scorpio, Cancer, or whoever else I done said. You know what I'm saying? You learning about yourself, understanding more about yourself, accepting the shadow sides of yourself. You know what I mean? You're no longer being blocked off for that to fall out in reverse. You're no longer blocking yourself off of the path. Hopefully you will decide to embark on this beautiful journey. These are about portal energies here, by the way. Ooh, some about that 888 portal. Leo. And especially for me to say solar plexus chakra, something about Leo season, something. And I've been telling, even if you haven't checked out any of the monthly zodiac pick a card readings, I highly recommend you do so, because especially over the last couple of months, there's something big building up and leading to this 888 portal. I promise you. It may have to do with a relationship. It may have to do, I don't know, with just a whole new journey, spiritual path, awakening, something like that for you. I don't know. Only you know your life. But I feel like they're calling for you to really nurture and heal the feminine, you know what I'm saying, your divine feminine, in order for this to come in. Whatever this is, it's going to be stabilizing, it's going to be uplifting, and you will ascend. You leveling up. Twos are really big, I'm noticing. 222. Okay? You may start seeing that a lot. I don't know. Let me see, because I ain't really looked at these books or dealt with these decks in a while. So let me see how this is. I think, is it alphabetical? Is it alphabetical? Sheesh. No, wait a minute. Does she have it in the front? Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. Okay. Now that I found them, they are alphabetical in the beginning, but they're not in order, you know what I'm saying, going through the book. But anyways, so we'll start with Shekinah. And the message begins on 138 and it goes to 140. So 138, 139, or 140, actually to 141. But anyway, let's get started, because it's, you know, not too long, but still. It starts out, again, the card reads, the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. Who is she, or who she is? The Shekinah represents the omnipresence and the immanence of the divine feminine. The word Shekinah in Hebrew means, quote, to settle, to inhabit, or to dwell, end quote. It represents an experience of the divine presence right here in the body and in the world. In Kabbalism, mystical Judaism, the Shekinah is the feminine aspect of God. I'm telling you. They didn't give me that for nothing. I am the way, the truth, and the light. And she's depicted as a piercing, radiant light. She's the experience of the presence of God within us as the soul of God. To the Kabbalists, honoring the feminine is of the utmost importance. This is why the red thread of protection is worn on the left wrist, which is the receiving feminine side of the body. That's powerful. Y'all see that on her wrist. She got it at her heart chakra too, which is grounding and stabilizing her heart chakra within the energy of that card. In Kabbalistic teachings, the Shekinah is represented in the tree of life as the pillar of balance. She is the force that unites the opposites. She brings heaven to earth, and she unites the body and soul. Because of her, there can be a direct path of communion between humanity and divinity. Because of her, we can experience God right here in this moment and right here in the body. I love that. So it says, when your soul selects her card. In the Zohar, the main sacred text in Kabbalah, the Shekinah is described as being a world within the world, as a bright radiance at the center of everything. All life on earth, all consciousness, is that right? Yeah. All life on earth, all consciousness is a part of her light and is therefore sacred. The metaphysical theory of immanence is that the divine presence is manifested in the material world. So there isn't actually any matter, whether organic or inorganic, that isn't also a part of the divine. Talking about all is one. One is all. Yeah? The Shekinah is light that inhabits your body, your cells, and is in the cells of all the people and objects you see around you. She is also about pure experience. She is the message, the truth, that there is light at the center of everything that happens to us. Both the, quote, good, end quote, and the, quote, bad, end quote. That's why I don't really use them terms. You know what I mean? That's irrelevant. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Whether good or bad, that doesn't necessarily make it or break it. But I laughed previously because I'm telling they keep saying I am the way, the truth, and the light. Anyway, in the Shekinah is the reminder that we are not just this body or this pain we might be going through or this confusing moment in our brief life. We are light. We are molecules of heaven in human form. And right now we can just know this. We can experience the light we are, and that can be enough. That can be the miracle and the answer we actually need. Not words or meaning, but simply, and in parentheses they have, and more profoundly, in parentheses, pure radiant being. All right? So she also leaves off with a quote for soul voice meditation and in intention. So the soul voice meditation says, enter the heart and repeat this mantra. Quote, I am light, end quote. All right. And she says, see what images or words arise as you say that, okay? And then the intention says, at the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. All right. Okay, moving on to Pope Joan. The card itself says the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Who she is. Mind you, this is pages 40, 41, and 42. 42 and 43, okay? Pope Joan embodies the truth that all things are possible. According to popular legend, there was a female pope who reigned for 3 years in the 9th century. She was a brilliant, highly educated woman who entered the Catholic Church in Rome by cross-dressing as a man so she could be with her lover. Intelligent and quick-witted, she rose the ranks of the church hierarchy and was eventually elected as the pope. 3 years into her reign, she was in a procession from St. Peter's to the 3 years into her reign, she was in a procession from St. Peter's to the Lateran in a lane once known as Via Sacra, in parentheses they have the sacred way. Her true sex was dramatically revealed in the middle of the sacred way when she gave birth surrounded by a shocked and astounded crowd. One legend says that she was killed immediately and buried on the spot where she had given birth. Another says she lived to do penance for her deception. And her son, who became the Bishop of Ostia, had her entombed with honor in his cathedral when she died. Regardless, her name was removed from the list of popes, and all subsequent cardinals had to sit on the sedes sticoriaria. I don't know, y'all. Sticoriaria. I don't know. It says in parentheses, a throne with a conspicuous hole in the middle of the seat, in parentheses, to get a confirmation of sex before being named as the next pope. Wow. That's anyway. I'm gonna save that for another day, another video, because that's ridiculous, y'all. In the 13th century, Jean de Mailly wrote a chronicle that contains the first written mention of an unnamed female pope. This inspired a wildfire of interest that spread throughout Europe. To this day, the legend of Pope Joan is widely believed, especially among Christians. Like, what does it matter? Like, we are really, I don't know. I feel like we as in the feminine energy, is powerful. Like, we are all powerful. I mean, we all are. But what I'm trying to get to is that I feel like we as a feminine, we run the world. Like, for real. We run this mother, like, for real. And always have. And I feel like I don't know what happened through history, for real. You know, obviously in the flesh and this whole illusion and all this BS, crept its way in, the devilish energy, whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, but ladies, feminines, you have so much power, it scares people. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let this stop you. I don't know. That's just crazy. But you see what, people who aren't conscious, will do. It's scary. It's sad, really. I don't know. When your soul selects her card, we can so easily get caught beneath the glass ceiling of what we think is possible, but the truth is that everything is possible. It's hard for us to imagine just how much the divine wants for our lives, much more than we could ever hope. Pope Joan reminds us that even if we think that what we want isn't possible, it is. Or even better, there is something our soul wants for us that will give us more than we can think to ask for. Pope Joan is a sign to trust in what you believe about yourself. Trust what's within you. I'm telling you, that power, that light, y'all. Don't rely on what you see around you. Have faith. Know that the circumstances you're currently in are transformed from within. Begin to believe in a vision of your life. Cultivate the capacity to see it, to really imagine it with all your senses, and you will live into the day. Yeah, that's what it say. And you will live into the day when it exists as the reality that now surrounds you. And I was trying to rush to get through because your light is what will transform, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, or even bring that to the surface. You know what I mean? I don't know. Pope John's right hand is held in the papal blessing, a Christian mudra of benediction. The two fingers that point downward represent Christ's dual nature as both fully human and fully divine. I'm getting chills, y'all. The human ego is limited and lives beneath a glass ceiling. John demonstrates to us that for the soul, the glass ceiling doesn't even exist. Telling you. Trust in what the soul knows is possible for you. This is what John's wry smile reminds us. So the soul voice meditation says, what helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? That's a question to ponder during prayer and meditation, okay? What helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? And then the intention says, the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Even if you got to repeat that mantra over and over and over, right? All right, now. So moving on to the Queen of the Moon. Give me a second. Let me find them so I don't take up too much time. All right, y'all. First, with the new moon, beginnings. You are offered a fresh start. Your journey is moving into that path, which is why I laugh. Your journey is beginning. Take the first steps towards something new. It is time to place emphasis on your health and well-being. And this is a mantra that you may want to say, or, to incite your intention. It says, quote, I accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings, end quote. Okay. There is something incredibly poetic and even romantic about that tiny There is something incredibly poetic and even romantic about that tiny sliver of silver that is the new moon. After the waning cycle and depth of the dark moon, here is it appearing in the sky. Incredibly, a crescent of the finest light. Almost a scratch upon the blackboard of the universe. Here is the evidence that even after the darkest night, light returns again. What did I say, y'all? Dark night of the soul. The crescent of the new moon is an ancient symbol that stretches back to the ancient prehistory. There are cave drawings featuring crescent moons, sculptures of goddesses with crescent moon diadems, and the goddess Aphrodite, Hecate, Diana, Artemis, Inanna, and many Central Asian female deities were often depicted with new moon symbology. Go back even further into Neolithic cave paintings where moon, and in parentheses, and sun, in parentheses, symbology features with no phase more commonly being depicted than the new moon. When the new moon appears in the lunar cycle, we are gifted with a new beginning and a fresh start. What we have identified as useless or unneeded anymore has been released in the void of the dark moon. I told y'all. And here waiting is a new chance. Here we get to renew our lives and feel free enough to risk trying again. Whether we are asking for a fresh start in relationships or a new love, or are heralding the actioning of intentions such as better health, a new business, or the start of a new project, riding the new moon energy will assist us. Many creative people start new works on a new moon, and I personally, as an author, like to begin all my new works on this phase, even if, quote, beginning, end quote, means simply typing up a cover page or outline. That's powerful. Plan it out first, right? The most powerful of new moons for new starts traditionally are within the season of spring. She also lists companion stone or metal, celestine or celestine. Okay. All right. Moving on to the waxing crescent 6, the path. The way is open for you. The path is illuminated. Begin the journey now. Respond and take action. We must be courageous and move forward. So the mantra says, I am open and responsive to the opening of the way. All right. When we accept where we are, acknowledge what needs to change to grow, and begin to love ourselves more completely, the direction of our lives begins to change. We often decide we want to follow a more authentic way for ourselves, and our desires become more aligned with the needs, wants, and values of our true selves. Imagine we are lost in a dark forest and can hardly see. There is no visible path, and every way looks exactly the same. We feel burdened by shadows and are not sure we should even move because we are so paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. That's likely why that came out in reverse, y'all. Then the sunshine somehow breaks through the clouds and leaf canopy, and there ahead is a path, illuminated in golden light. It is clear now, the direction we should head. The path is not only visible, but it is inviting us forward, and so, instead of just standing there, we can't wait to step on it and move forward. The path is lit, and now is the time to walk upon it. And the companion stone or metal is pyrite. I love it. All right, moving on to the bottom of the deck, which is 22, the waning gibbous 6. I'm telling you something with sixes, y'all. Okay, 2 6s and 8s. Wisdom. Wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time to learn. But it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you are uncertain. Going back to Pope Joan, did I not say that's an elder or mentor or somebody? So the mantra is, I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It is often said that the body has an own innate wisdom. If healthy, it just knows what to do and does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or of breathing when asleep. Similarly, we have this innate reasoning system, intuition, that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. Oh, I pray it didn't cut out on you. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry if it cut out, y'all. And I really won't know until I go back and edit. But anyways, let's see. Similarly, we have this innate reasoning system, intuition, that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. And I was going to stop right there anyway because they're bringing me back to, I told y'all that Freya, discernment, fell out of this deck during pre-shuffle. So yeah, let's see. It's that, quote, feeling, end quote, or, quote, hunch, end quote, of information or insight that is just there. Some people believe this is the wisdom we receive from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is a very old kind of wisdom that sits in a very old part of the brain. Then there is the gathering of knowledge and experience and what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, if the result has acuity, if it is successful in real world and good in sense and perception, it's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. That's like why that path came in reverse too, because I feel like for some, they're telling you just to pop, like, wait a minute, because, you know, it told you to take action, but I do feel like for some of you, you may not quite be ready, and that may just be fear, like they said, you know, kind of getting in your way, but still, however it resonates in your life, take heed, okay? All right, so we might cut corners and not see the role we take in our own poor decision making. To me, though, as modern people, we have millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people starring in it, staring too, and some not so wise. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gathering wiser people around us is in fact one of the wisest things anyone can do. We cannot always know it all, and a wise mentor or friend can not only save us from a poor decision, but also demonstrate how to be wise if we aren't quite there yet. Like I said, with that path reverse, some of y'all just may not quite be ready yet. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're saying, pause for a second to obtain this wisdom from this mentor, whoever this is, maybe in your life or just in spirit, right? And before you try to move too hastily is what I'm feeling, okay? So the companion stone or metal is fluorite, which is very powerful. A lot of these are heart healing to me is what I'm feeling as well, as far as like the fluorite, overall healing too. Not quite familiar with Celestine or Celestine, but I'm willing to bet that it has some benefits with that as well. Okay. That's what I have, my beautiful people and souls. I pray that it resonates with you. If it does, you know what to do. For those of you who are new, that means comment your testimonies down below, because you never ever know how this may help someone else grow, but especially in including yourself though. All right. If you're joining me or haven't seen the previous days, please go back. That's why I number them. You know, time, like I said, is an illusion. It really doesn't matter because these are intended to be timeless, but I did number them by days just so, you know, you could kind of follow if you want to. Okay. Check out the playlist down below. Until then, y'all, just be gentle and easy, and don't forget your love and light, because it makes everything all right. Until the next one, deuces.